Welcome back, everybody, to dos&d Uncut, lads. We are here. We are excited. Dos has just been singing into the mic because he fancies himself as a singer. I said Dos fancies himself as a singer. He said, I don't fancy myself. I can actually sing. Dos, give us a couple of notes to start. No. You just back up exactly what you said. Please, go on. Rolling on the River was the song.
No.
Big Pistons Keep on Turning.
I'm not. No, I'll leave it to your imagination. I let the boys have just a little taste, a little listen, and it wasn't planned, but I just let off one little note. Three men looked at me with eyes bulbous, impressed.
Well, you know what we would do,
But they were.
They were impressed.
Whoa!
You hit a bit of Proud Mary, which was lovely for us. What we might do later on in a future dos&d Uncut is we do a dos v.d challenge, which I will win.
Singstar.
And Dos will have to sing his best for 3 minutes. That would actually be quite humorous. Like actually trying his best. What do you reckon?
I would do that.
Yeah, you would do
trying
that.
my best. Oh, I mean, I don't know how many people would want to listen to 3 minutes of it because actually no, it would be pretty good. I can imagine people being entertained.
Bit of Proud Mary, maybe. But mate, we're here and I've done it again. I've booked us on a public holiday.
Can't believe it.
I don't believe in public holidays.
The hottest day of the summer. Actually, summer's finished, but the hottest day of the year, and it's a public holiday as well.
It's Labor Day, which I don't even know what that means. Do you?
No, I know you're not supposed to wear white after it.
On Labor Day?
After Labor Day, no.
What do you mean?
Don't know.
Wait, what? Like for the rest of the year?
No, it's just a movie quote reference. It's off Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah. I don't know if it's true. You know, you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. You don't know that?
No, of course not. Mate, if we ever do a movie quiz, I'm in serious strife. But how are things, mate? How's the last? We like to give everybody an update before we get into the crux of the episode.
Well, one thing I will say is the engagement on the dos&d stories in recent times. We've noticed a couple of things.
Yes.
We've gone to the people and we've worked out what everyone loves.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they love us getting things wrong or a bit of personality away from the show. It's content that's not show related.
Yeah.
So we posted a couple of stories. We were at a barbecue the other day. It was a great barbecue.
I'm glad you brought that barbecue up because when we had our little pre-production meeting, the barbecue was off limits. But I'm crossing my legs because apparently it's on limits. So what happened on this particular video?
Just a little video surfaced. Again, just reminded we're playing characters, D and myself.
Can I just say it's probably the highest viewed story we've ever had on dos&d Instagram.
Weird.
Yeah, dos&d _ if you're not following.
And we were at a barbecue, a friend's birthday, and you're told in the invitation, bring your own meat. You know, salad and bread provided. And I thought, to be honest, I'm probably not going to eat.
We drove down together.
I even said, didn't I? I said, we should probably, are we going to eat? Or
yeah.
We're going to,
I wasn't eating. I genuinely, like, before I ate a late lunch, and I said, well, I'm not, because I had another thing to get to afterwards. So I thought, consciously, I'm not going to eat at this thing. So I'm not going to bring anything.
Yeah. And I probably was planning to eat. And I did say, should we stop at Woolies? And then you said, we can have some salad and some bread and we can get something on the way home.
Yeah.
And
I said, worst case, if you really get hungry, just order a pizza or something. Like, get it delivered.
Exactly. Well, the sausages and the burgers were coming out and we're getting cooked by our friend and party host. And I was looked dead in the eye and said, did you bring meat? And I said, no. And then one of the other boys had extra sausages and he said I could have some of his sausages. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'll have some of Jared's sausages. Well, that didn't go down well with the hosts. Apparently I should have brought my own. But
what did the Instagram story say?
Oh, the Instagram story
basically you got heavily voted as being a shit bloke.
So the Instagram story, D wrote, Dos's barbecue hack. Don't bring meat to the barbecue. There's always heaps left over. Or there's someone always with an extra sausage or two. And the poll said shit bloke or smart. And
overwhelming response.
Overwhelmingly, it was obviously in the shit bloke poll.
But again, we followed up with another Instagram story that said, "Who's the smart one?" as he put down his third burger of the night.
And that was not true. I had one burger.
That was a little bit embellished. Speaking of embellishments, I've got a little segment later on that we'll have a close look at things we like to lie about.
Do you now?
That'll be later on. After that night, though, I actually had to. We left a bit early because I had to get off to another...
you had to race off now as a heel from that event.
And I felt like a heel.
Quickly turned to babyface as you went into the next venue.
Yeah, I ran into a former guest, and I love bringing this man up on the show, young Jack Tossell. You would have been shattered because him and I, we actually just... we had some really deep conversations. And
FOMO.
Yeah, it was great. So, by the way, mate, I haven't even told you, we're going out soon for a catch-up with him.
Nice.
So I thought I'd just...
Thanks.
You know now.
I'll be there. I'm off the booze.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I wasn't really drinking. I mean, I had one, but I
I was
wasn't.
actually
Really
just saying to Sammy as we went and got some to eat. I said, I'm 6 months. I'm going to go.
yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So there you heard it. Count me in.
well, we'll actually, we'll count that down. And you
Yeah.
know what? If you go 6
I'm
months,
2 weeks in.
do you want to
so
put a bet on?
Let's put a bet on.
So if you fail, you have to do something. If
Do I have to sing?
if you survive 6 months, I'll do it. Like, I'm not sing, but whatever the bet is.
Okay. So what's if I
So
cave?
if you cave and have a drink, but you got to be honest.
Okay.
So this is not sipping alcohol.
This is not 75 hard when I gave up after 6 days.
But so you cave, I win. You 6 months, you win.
Done.
What do you want? What do you want? What's the bet going to be? You just name it.
Let me have a think.
We'll come back to you next time with that. What else is happening, mate? We've actually, I will say.
Oh, actually, sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, got some exciting news.
Yeah,
Garni and myself, we've made our biggest ever investment
a house,
together. Not a house,
a car,
not a car.
a dog.
Already have one. Actually, we got a new car. Garni bought that. We got a dog. Garni bought that.
And what have you bought?
We bought a sauna for our house. Yeah. So an infrared sauna. So thanks for the applause.
A sauna. You're one of those now.
Well, I love a sauna. I've always been a sauna.
You know what you are? You're a wanker.
That's
I'm joking.
That's
I'm joking.
so uncalled
I'm
for.
joking.
Coming from the bloke with one who doesn't change his bed lid.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, you didn't own a second set of linen, didn't you, for a long
Oh,
time?
because one of them ripped. So I had to
okay.
get rid of it. But I have two interchangeable at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the sauna, see what are you going to get nice and sweaty in there?
Yeah, it's good for your health, and I actually just love it. I find it really therapeutic.
Nice.
But on the sauna chat, actually, because we thought, we're going to a local aquatic centre like once a week.
Yeah.
And paying, like
Top dollar.
top dollar to go. But you're only using it once a week. So actually in the sauna, it's called Inner Studio. It's just in Collingwood. It's beautiful. It's like ice bath and I think it's the biggest sauna in the Southern Hemisphere.
They don't sponsor us, but continue.
No, but awesome. It's an awesome spot. Just a bit pricey. And I was in the sauna and I actually ran into someone,
Yeah.
of course, and we're sitting in the sauna chatting, and had this not little girl, had this woman. She was very, what's the right way to?
Large.
No, not at all. No, she just seemed very well spoken.
Entitled.
That's a perfect word. What, did he say large? Yeah, that's why.
I don't know what he was referring to. I'm guessing.
Well, basically, me and the guy who I ran into in the sauna, we're talking in the sauna. My point of this story is, are you allowed to talk in a sauna or not? Because we were sitting there talking and not overly loud, and she's sitting at the other end of the sauna. She walked over to us, and she goes, "Do you mind just keeping it down a bit? I'm meditating."
Yeah. Wanker.
And I looked at him and I just thought, I actually giggled.
Fuck it, I'm buying a sauna.
Yeah, no, I can't.
So now that you will own a sauna, will you be doing it naked? Are you
100%.
So you just walk straight in, just nude.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I'll be doing it
Well, I
naked.
assume it's What do you?
It's a 2-man sauna, so there might,
So
you're welcome anytime.
Maybe do a podcast in the sauna.
Yeah, Sammy, you can come over.
Bring wireless mics to a podcast.
Oh, they'd heat up big time.
They'd get nice and hot.
Yeah.
Well, nice. But you were speaking of nudity. We were at another social event. It's actually in our lives. It's actually birthday season. Sammy and Bryce birthdays
Congrats,
over the
boys.
weekend. Congratulations, 1 year older lads. Obviously, we've been talking about birthdays quite recently for us, and then our friendship group. And there was quite a big party on the peninsula from one of our really close friends. And upon entering this party, we're talking tennis courts, swimming pools, a lot of space, big marquee, a lot of people. They thought it'd be a good idea to leave a disposable camera lying
Well, they had
around.
multiple.
Multiple. Well, but as soon as I saw
Let's
disposable,
capture the evening in a vintage kind of way.
but the first thing I saw when I saw that camera is I thought, no, not tonight, lads. Something's going to... We're not leaving this premise without causing a little bit of mischief. And
being a 30th birthday, those days are typically done, according to some people, like, if there's a disposable camera, keep it in your pants, or, I don't want any...
Well, I got into Doss's ear because I knew Doss would be the man for this, and I thought, I looked around the venue, I thought, who's going to be my man? Who I'm going to get in the ear of and indoctrinate? And
for those who know me well enough, if you know me well enough, you've probably seen my ass.
Yeah,
over the years.
We were able. Initially, it was going to be the other side of your bottom, the front side.
No, I don't remember that being discussed.
We talked about it, and that was the considerate. Well, it'd be funny to have you have. Family shots, people drinking, and then a sleeping fruit bat photo arrive in the disposable lens. But that got pushed aside, and then we landed on us. And honestly, 4 men walking into a bedroom at a 30th.
Maybe expand on the 4 men part because it's gone all of a sudden. It's gone from me and you to 3
And
to
a couple
blokes.
of other men, of friends that we decided were going to be in on this. We went into a room and honestly giggled like school children. We did as Dos pulled his pants down. We took 2 photos. I had to get nice.
You were mighty encouraging, mind you. Like it sounds like it was me that was screaming for it. Like take
I
the photo of my ass.
I said it was my idea. I was happy to say, but I got nice and close with the photography. And first photo was a closed letterbox, and second photo was an open letterbox. And
whose request was that?
But mine. But the funniest thing,
Dad goes, spread your cheeks.
But the funniest
and I've
thing,
never heard him laugh so hard.
I was cackling. The funniest thing though
Like,
is we got a message in the group chat about a week later, and it was just
Photos have been developed.
yeah,
or-
and it was just right. Which one of you did this? Yeah, there's 100 people at this party, but it was straight. And our friend, I will say, Dry Ridges, and he went to forensic.
You should read some of the messages out. Like
It went into forensic investigation to try and work out, hair, size, jocks. But unfortunately for Dos, he's got on his finger at the moment a blood blister.
blood blister.
And that was in the shot. And then he posted on his Instagram because Jai said, "Oh, well, I'll find someone with a blood blister." Then he posted.
I posted an Instagram
photo, and unfortunately, the blood blister was right there in view.
That was the decider.
And case closed. Said because I tried so hard, I deflected you as hard as I could. I saw Jai and I said, "Look," I said, "Mate, if Dos took the photo, I would have been the first to know. He would have ran if I wasn't part of it. He would have ran straight over. He would have texted me. He would have told me there was none of that." And he's like, "Yeah, actually." Good point. And we deflected the attention to somebody else, which is a criminal mastermind. And we got away with it for all of 6 days. But now, Sammy had a look at the... Sammy had a look at the photos, and we're going to get him mic'd up. But Sammy had a look at the photo, and what did you think of it? Because it's actually a disgusting photo.
It is.
Well, first of all, I just want to say, when you get a disposable camera, you got to get that developed at another company, and then they look at all the photos.
Not they normally.
So that's what we thought.
That's what we
thought.
thought. That was a joke, but these days it's a Google Drive.
Is it a Google Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows? What if old mate at the old Ted's cameras just looked up and he's seen Dos's ring? You're like, oh.
Mind you,
Yeah.
like there's been comments like, being straight, we had the party. 2 weeks later, we actually were at their house for another barbecue. The same people. Should I not say that?
No, continue. We've said it now.
But it was let's just say it was the talk of the evening at
Yeah.
the barbecue. Is my ring, and I heard one person say, "Was it bleached?" No, my ass isn't bleached.
And then Dos said to me, he looked at me and he goes, "I'm right here." Like it was
Yeah,
actually
to my
cut.
face.
Everyone, but Sammy, because the way this photo came out, it was so whitewashed. What was your description of that photo?
I was a bit disgraced. I was like, why are you taking a photo of some woman bent over? Because it genuinely looked
it's
the way he was bent over.
Stop sugarcoating. What was the word you said?
Yeah,
Don't be crude.
It looked like I'm not going to try not to be crude here, but
It's a body part.
It looked like a fanny.
It looked
a
like
fanny, a vagina.
Yeah, a vagina. It looked like a mangina. Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate that.
I'll put my 2 cents in.
It's the you know why? It's the hair on the top of the crack. So it's it's not the hair in the cheeks. It's the hair that sits above the lower back. It goes into the crack.
Well, that nearly saved you as well.
Did it?
Yeah, well, because Jai said, "Oh, I don't think Dos is that hairy or whatever."
Oh, I am.
Now, anything
Some
else?
call me the tarantula arm.
Well, speaking of, again, crude start, but toilets, I actually got locked in the MCG toilet the other day, and I knew trouble was coming because I was holding. Again, there's no way to. I needed to go, so I went into the toilet.
Well, you tried once, didn't
Tried
you?
once. It was locked. Not locked. It was being
Occupied.
and I couldn't go into the. What was the word I used?
Well, there was a disabled toilet available, but he couldn't quite say disabled. What did you say?
Paralysed.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Oh, what's the paralysed toilet?" I was like, "Mate, it's the disabled toilet." Who says that? Paralysed toilet.
I couldn't think of the word. Anyway, I finally got my chance to go. And everyone knows what it's like when you just sit down, you got a bit of peace. And then I heard the door open and I heard Dos putting on a voice, "Hey, mate." I thought, here comes trouble. And then as soon as a question started firing, I just looked up to the ceiling and there it is. There's a phone being, flung over the cubicle door, and Dos decided it'd be funny to film it.
Yeah, you were constipated.
But you were told where to get out.
Yeah, well, they closed at 2:30, so
We were the last two out of there.
we were.
That felt like a walk of shame.
It did.
That felt like a Saturday night walk of shame. But what's coming up on today's episode, mate?
Well, something happened to us. Or actually, no. One thing I noticed was we were out. We were meant to have a meeting actually last week, and unfortunately, the person we were meeting with cancelled it. Okay. So we went to the same venue anyway.
Oh, yep.
And we were just sitting there and we were doing some work from there. And I heard someone say behind me they were ordering something and they said, they used an abbreviation. I thought, how lazy are we? Like shortening words that don't need to be shortened. And I've gone and found some of the more modern pop kind of culture, TikTok slang. I'm going to throw a list at you and see if you know what each one means.
Mate, I'm hip.
Are you?
Cool. I coach young kids now.
Yeah,
Not young kids,
Do you
teenagers.
call them bro as well? Like you do everyone else?
I don't call everyone else bro. But I know the slang, so I reckon I'll surprise you in that one. And you've got hot topics which you've been preparing vigorously for.
I'm ready to go for that. Cannot wait.
I'm going to throw a bit of a. I've also had a look at some common things that go on, especially actually it's men and women, but things we like to embellish or lie about, little white lies. So we're going to have a close look at that, and then. Something's been really weird happening in Melbourne lately. Deliveries rocking up at doors. No one knows what it's about.
Oh.
And we're going to have a little look at some interesting things that arrive at people's doorsteps.
Actually, I just thought of something. I need to confess something, actually.
Go on.
I think this is pretty bad. I don't know. So Garni
Do you want to confess it now or in that segment?
I'll confess it now.
Okay, yeah.
I just need to clear. I just need for my own peace and for my own. I just need to let it out. Okay?
Go on.
It's not that bad. But it's
He
bad.
built it up to be bad.
But it's pretty bad. So Garni was away last week. I don't know why I thought of this, but I was like craving a McFlurry on the.
Yeah.
It's like craving it. It was like 9:30.
I know where this is going.
9:30 at night. Dossing his sweet tooth and couldn't be fucked driving to get it. So I was like, I'll order it, and then it was going to cost like. So I was like, I'll have an apple pie as well. So got it delivered.
May as well get your money's
worth. $20, right?
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
So I had it, whatever. The next night comes around. Having that craving again.
Yes.
Did it again. How bad is that?
She spent $40.
I spent $40.
Doss, that is pissing your money away. That is pathetic. That's actually bad. It's not. I mean, I get annoyed at that for laziness, but then it's a financial cost. I mean, you think if you're going to be lazy, you get financially rewarded. But I thought he was going in a different direction. You know what I thought you were going to say? Garni came home and saw these McFlurries, and you blame. No, I had somebody over and they ate it. Because that actually happens to be something coming up in the lying segment later on. So
I'm blind.
No. We'll stay tuned for that. But guys, we're really excited for the next hour.
I'm not sure if that helped me feel more at peace.
No, well, at least you've confessed it to the world. But we'll get into it. Anything else before we leave this segment?
No, let's kick in. Well, isn't this a fun little D Uncut?
It's getting a little bit silly, a little bit wild.
I know, but we do have to be serious for one little moment.
Are you straightening us up for a second?
Oh, yes and no. Yeah. I mean, Fleet Plan Hire. We have to mention them. The naming rights partner of the dos&d show. We don't do Uncut without them.
We wouldn't be able to sit here, have a laugh, and provide you guys with the finest hour of entertainment if it wasn't for the guys at Fleet Plan Hire Solutions, DOS. We talk to you guys every week about how great they are and these massive projects they do across the state. But did you know they also can handle those little jobs as well?
Well, everything that you imagine when it comes to earth moving, so you're talking like truck hire, plan hire, lots of fleet hire, all those big machinery that help you with the earth moving, that's these guys.
If you need the swimming pool done, it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just click your fingers.
I think if you gave them a call and asked them to do your pool, I reckon they're too busy for that. But sorry.
Give them a try anyway. fbh.com.au, the very best. Let's get back to dos&d Uncut.
So I mentioned off the top in the intro that we were at an establishment.
Yep.
We were having a little coffee. And
I think we're going there later this week.
Yeah, we are. And we're working away. And I just heard a lady in the background say to her husband, now make sure it's GF. GF. And I was like, obviously that means gluten-free. Actually, for a split second, I had to think, what's GF? Obviously
Grand Final, girlfriend.
True.
Other abbreviations of GF.
Heaps. Gluten-free. I thought, I've never actually heard someone order in and say GF.
GF,
like, my nan's gluten-free. So often, like, if we're together, she'll ask, is it gluten-free? Or when I order or my mum will order for her or whatever, it's gluten-free. I've never heard GF. And she's been gluten-free for as long as I can remember.
It actually, but sitting next to you, it actually quite appalled you. You got quite frustrated in that moment.
Well, I just thought it was just utter laziness.
Yeah. Coming from the $40 McFlurry man. But go on. Continue on, my son.
Oh, mate. If it hits a craving, the cost doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, it got you thinking.
Well, it got me thinking. Sorry, I feel ashamed a bit in myself. Got me thinking, today's day and age, there are so many different abbreviations and shortened words and ways that people are using words to make them easier to say, almost a bit code-like as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are creating words so others don't know what they are, so then you can say them around other people.
Do you
They
think
don't know what it
do you think
means.
it's lasted all of history? Like, do you think in like biblical times, like they would have been going, "Oh, we're going to go listen to JC," preach today? Or do you reckon? Like, what do you reckon? None of
Nah,
that.
I reckon it's a modern day thing.
Last 100 years.
Yeah,
50
100
years, 20 years,
Maybe 50 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But then again, when doing my research last night, I thought that a guy came up, and I was looking at a few different videos. A guy came up and he said, "I want to kickstart these new shortened words," and
Yep.
he came up with like 3 on his own. And I thought, like, I wonder if like someone does that. A video goes
Has
viral.
to
They
start
say
somewhere,
three
yeah.
three words, 3 shortened ways. One he used was a coat rack, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And he said, basically, it's anyone who's, just a shit person. Like you just sit the coat rack in the cupboard and you don't
Yeah.
want them to. You don't get it out ever.
I think they often start as memes. These things.
Yeah.
Yeah. They develop into.
So in short, I went and found a list of, I'm going to say probably more Gen Z slang,
Yep.
because it's more, it's Gen Z the newer,
Was it
there's another
millennials?
one now, isn't there?
Millennials.
No, millennials are us, aren't we?
Oh.
I think we're millennials, you're Gen Z, and then there's alpha. No, is it alpha?
So we're going Greek now.
Like now. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Modern slang.
yeah, and there's a great TikTok trend. That's what made me think of the idea too. There's a great TikTok trend of these Gen Zs getting their parents to read out the slang.
Ah.
And I thought, I wonder if D knows what some of these slang are.
Well, just before you say it, I mean, I've spent a lot of time, especially when we get TikTok comments and there's all these abbreviations. I literally have to go Google all the time.
Yeah, I've never come across any on TikTok.
We get
though.
heaps of them.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong videos.
Yeah.
But let's kick it off, okay?
Alright.
So, and I don't go over the top with explaining it. We'll try and run through them pretty quickly. So, and I know you'll know a few of them. I knew a few of them. So,
Do I use any of them? We'll see.
no,
We'll
you
see.
don't.
All
You
right.
don't. So, first one, slay.
Yeah, I hate this one, but yeah, it's like girl power. You slay, you look great. You look good. You're dominating. Who runs the world? Girls.
Kind of-
slay queen.
Kind of right. It doesn't have to be chicks. It's just doing anything exceptionally well. Like
Yeah,
if you're doing
you
it well,
slay.
you slay at
Yeah.
that. Or stylishly
Yep.
as well.
Okay.
This one I don't know. No cap.
How do you not know no cap? That's
Never
easy.
heard it.
Cap means bullshit. No cap means no. Yeah. Now grammatically it starts getting a bit incorrect, but no cap would mean I'm telling the truth. No cap.
No lie.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
lie.
yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
So telling the truth.
Told you, I've got this covered.
Drip.
Drip.
Do you know this, Sammy? Yeah,
Drip,
see,
drip,
Sammy's with it.
drip would mean I actually don't know it. I'm guessing it makes you hot and sweaty, or like
It does sound liquidish.
Well, drip means like you make me drip, like you make me wet.
No, it's not
No?
that at all.
Okay.
It's stylish clothes or, stylish accessories, the way you look. That's
Drip.
Drip.
I've never heard that.
Neither.
Okay.
Drip. This one I think you should know. It hits different.
Yeah, like feels good, hits different. Yeah.
Better
Yeah.
than usual.
Yep.
Feels unique, better than normal.
Yep.
Hits different. This one I actually really love. Main character vibes.
Yeah, I've actually started using that in my everyday.
No way.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
When? I spent a lot of time with you. When have you used it?
No, because I don't use it to you. Remember, I have to deal with the
I
youth.
hate that, how he changes in front of other people.
No, I don't. No, please. No, it's just.
I should start calling you Jai Richardson.
I told you last Uncut.
Yeah,
I said
I
that
know.
occasionally I'll change depending on who I'm talking to.
Well, we haven't even brought this up on the show yet. But D's he's coaching. Have we brought this up?
No, yeah, I'm
it-
coaching. I'm coaching
Junior
16.
football team, under
Six-
16s.
They're 16, so you need to know this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't said it to them, but main character, yeah, side character, all that. Yeah, we all know what that means. It means you're the man.
Skirt.
Skirt, S-K-I-R-T.
SKRRT.
Not a clue. Tell me.
Give me a
Skirt.
guess.
Okay, skirt. I feel like Alan Partridge. I don't know why. I'm thinking like a car.
That's actually not bad.
Like I'm thinking like drag race. I don't know why. Or
Well,
the noise a
it's-
car makes.
well, it's meant to be. It's like is it a sound effect? Yeah.
Skirt.
Skirt. It's
Ah.
like leaving quickly.
Oh, so I was actually
Yeah, you're
sort
actually
of
pretty
in that
close. Leaving
ballpark.
quickly or dodging,
yeah.
evading something.
Yeah. Okay, I've got you now. Yeah.
Okay. Understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's easy. That's really easy. That just means understand the assignment's me like saying to you, it's almost like we're we're almost.
Hey, don't overthink this one. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
You got the idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like telepathically. Like you understood this.
Understood the assignment. We did well.
Like your wingman.
We nailed the task.
Same.
A good way of wording it. Period.
Well, period. Like a full stop. Like end of conversation. Period.
Correct.
That's old.
That is old. I don't know why that was in the Gen Z list. What are you giggling at, Sammy?
No, it doesn't mean that kind of period, Samuel.
Slaps.
Yeah, that's good. It slaps, bro. This song slaps.
Really good.
Yeah. See, I know everything. I know all
What are things that
Come on,
you would say that's good? Like,
this song slaps.
like if you ate a good meal, you'd say, "Oh, that slaps."
Yeah, or I reckon a big one's music. Oh, this song slaps.
Actually, that was one of the examples.
Yeah, this song slaps.
That song slaps. Yeah.
That fit slaps, bro.
Yeah. Simp.
Oh, simp's easy. That's I could use some of our friends' examples that are simps. Basically, you're under the thumb. The missus rules your life. But simping, it goes even further. It's like you almost worship a woman and get nothing in return. It's pathetic. You don't want to be a simp.
Yeah, under the thumb.
That's a polite way of putting it. Yeah.
Glow up.
Yeah, like you're having a glow up. Your looks maxing. You're improving the way you look or your style or the way. It's a glow up. You're having a glow up. You're putting on.
But yeah, big
Putting on some
improvement. A big
makeup,
improvement in your look, your confidence.
Yeah.
This is your favourite, woke.
Yeah. Go woke, go bro. Wokes. Yeah. Goody two shoes. Politically correct.
Being socially aware. That's what it says.
Yeah, it's written by a woke person. We're going.
Though sometimes used sarcastically for probably for us.
Yeah. Good woke, not bloke.
Cap.
Opposite of no cap. That's bullshit. Cap.
Yep. T.
So just quickly, we often get on our TikToks
Do
just
we?
cap emojis, which means cap bullshit. People saying bullshit.
No, there you go.
Yeah. I've only got like 2 of these wrong. I'm dominating. Come on.
Valid.
Well, yeah. Valid means fair, true. That's valid.
Bob.
Oh, Bob. That was old slang for money in English days. I'm guessing it's changed.
It says it's like it's a way to say something's good as well, like a good vibe or a good song.
That's new to me.
Sheesh.
Like sheesh. Like whoa. Like
Expression.
yeah.
Vibe check.
Vibe check. Yeah. I would say this quite a bit too. Get a vibe check. It's like we rock up to the barbecue on the weekend, get a vibe check, see what the feeling in the room is.
You're checking in on the mood.
See what the
what's
aura,
the energy
see what
like.
the aura is.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm so impressed with myself.
Yeah. I'm actually quite surprised to be honest.
I can communicate with all ages.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but this will probably be the last one.
Okay.
Cheugy. Cheugy. Have you heard of that one?
Are you on Asian TikTok now?
Yeah.
Chuggy. I don't know. Well, can you use it in a sentence?
It says
please?
outdated,
That's chuggy.
trying too hard, or longer, or no longer trendy.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means actually.
What do we used to say that? What would we say back in the day? How would we describe that?
What, something that's outdated?
Yeah. Outdated, like a normal person.
Yeah. That's just off trend.
Yeah.
Off trend.
Living under a rock. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
Well done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I mean, then you've got the classics like texting.
Riz.
What are some abbreviations you would use over text?
CBF.
TBH.
TBH. The old one was BRB, but no one uses that anymore.
Got a few here as well for that too.
Go quick.
ITM.
In the moment.
Well done.
Yeah.
This one's weird. OOMF.
Hang on.
OOMF.
OOF. Wolf.
Yeah.
What? Something fuck. OOMF. Oh. You just go oof, don't you?
No,
oof.
but like, what's the? It stands for something.
Fuck.
No.
What is
One
it?
of my followers.
Yeah. Okay.
TFTI.
Thank God it's Friday.
No.
Is that what you said?
TFTI.
Thank fuck. That's
No. You
what?
were close. Thanks for the invite.
Okay, in fairness, you kind of need these in a sentence, but go on, I'll keep going.
Oh, sorry. I probably should have.
Yeah.
I probably should. But again, these are quick. WTV.
V?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. What the V say?
It's like, well, it's whatever dismissing something. So I don't know what. And then
Like
NPC. Do you know what that is?
Non-playable character.
Fuck, see, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, well, don't you call people NPCs?
No.
You walk out in the street, you go, they're all NPCs.
No, I've never done that. And then Riz.
NPCs. Yeah, I'm a Riz king, so I know exactly what that means. I'll Riz you up.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You're full of charisma. All right, there you have it.
There you go. Well done. Hope you learned something. As we set off the top of the show, this weekend, Dos and I, we had about an hour, 2 hours in the car together driving down to an event, and we obviously had a little bit of a chat about Uncut and what we could potentially talk about. And you actually planted this seed in my head, and I've gone and ran with it. But it's actually to do with lying or exaggerating. Now, you're the king of this.
Yes.
We will get in a second into what exactly it is, because basically... Are we doing what I thought we were going to do? Yes, but you found out basically that you're not the height that you've been portraying yourself as.
No.
I
didn't know this, by the way.
Now, I'm actually going to be nice and give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. I believe you actually didn't know this. So you've been calling yourself 6'2", where you're actually 6'1".
Yeah.
Which is great. You're over 6
Well,
foot.
I always thought I was just below 6'2", but I would say 6'2".
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But then back in the day, I believe you put that on your dating profiles, which is a big no-no, which you're about to learn.
Yeah.
But the funniest comment that I heard on the weekend when we were talking about this was, he goes, "Yeah, but my dad was 6'2", and I said, "Yes, and he never got as tall as him." So why have you been calling yourself 6'2"?
I don't know.
Now we were going to do this experimental task. Unfortunately, it was last minute, but I was actually going to ask the boys, Jared, Sam, and Bryce, their height as they walked in today, not knowing this segment was coming, and then we were going to measure them live on air to.
So we didn't find a measuring tape.
Unfortunately, we couldn't. All right, so Jared, let's start with you. Firstly, I want you to say how tall you say you are, and then how tall you really are.
Well, how's he?
Well, how tall are you, Jared?
To be honest, I'm not actually too sure.
Where was the last time you got measured?
Maybe like year 10 or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, how tall would you say you are if somebody asked?
Like 5'7", 8.
5 foot. See, 7,
not-
8. There's no distinct answer
That's
there.
because he's not sure though. See, I wasn't sure either because I hadn't been measured in a
I
long
don't
time.
know.
Sammy?
Bryce?
Bryce?
Sammy, sorry.
One of you?
No,
Bryce is first.
I do know. I'm 178 centimeters, which is, I believe, 5'10".
I'm
In the realm of that.
I'm the same. I'm 178 too.
Yeah.
Samuel, how tall are you?
I am in fact 6 foot. I don't know why that smile's coming.
It sounds like he's not sure.
Are you
no, I
actually
am.
6 foot?
I would say
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I think
pretty
it's
tall.
185.
Do you ever 185?
186, sorry, 186 centimeters.
No, because
That's taller than me.
that's taller than Dos.
Mate, we'll get the tape measure out. I'll be one.
You're not 6.
taller
185
than me.
isn't 6 foot.
183 is 6 foot.
Yeah.
So you reckon you're a bit over 6 foot?
I think I'm a little bit over 6 foot, yeah.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
We'll get the tape measure out.
What are you?
I'm 178, so 5 foot. I'm 5'10", I think. But the reason we bring this up is because it's actually pretty much the most common lie people tell is actually, especially on like a dating app for example.
Well, I went into the doctor, and this is how I found that out. 'Cause
Oh,
I just went in for just a
Yeah.
general checkup, and I went and got all my bloods done. And before I went in there, he said, "Oh, why don't we just?" He was a new GP of mine. He weighed me, and then he did my height, and then I went up against the wall, and he's like, "Oh, 185." And I actually asked. I said, "What's that in feet?" And he was like, "It's literally bang on 6'1". And I said, "Oh, that's a bit disappointing. I've been telling everyone for years I'm 6'2", and he just said, "Yeah, so do many other men."
Yeah. So it's the most common lie. This is one thing that popped into my head. You know how people now, they actually wear shoes that give them a bit of extra height? Have you heard this?
I'm not surprised at
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but isn't that silly? If you go out, for example, and you give yourself a bit of extra height, if you go, like, you
Well,
eventually
our last Uncut, we talked about X, and some women are so shallow that they will look at height as such a deal breaker.
it's a big one, but that's the thing. If you extend your height by the shoes you wear, then you're going to get found out eventually.
True.
I saw this the other day. There's a guy that had surgery overseas to
Enhance.
his height, mate. In return, it's going to be 2 years of recovery before he can walk and run properly again. Almost a whole foot, Bryce is saying. Now, just before, so I've basically gone and found the most common exaggerations that people make.
I love that.
But I'm more interested in you and I, and have we ever exposed some of these? But before we do, Dos, I don't normally do this, but I've actually gone a bit further and got some statistics for you. So here it is. Here's some interest for you, everybody. Every week, an average person tells 11 lies. Not white lies,
Just general lies.
Just
Wow.
general lies. The average person tells 11 a week. Now,
Yeah, I've told.
You're more
I
like-
tell a lot of lies
you're more likely to lie over
by
the
accident.
You're more likely to lie over the phone or text than in person. That's pretty common. Men are more likely to lie about achievements. So things they've achieved. So basically embellishing. It's like we said before. It's pretending. Oh yeah, I was a great footballer, or I'm successful. Women are more likely to lie to protect feelings, either theirs or other people.
That's interesting.
And there's the most two common lines told in the world is "I'm fine" and "I love you," which is a bit concerning. They're the most two common lies that people share.
Really?
Yep. So
That is really, really good.
Yeah.
Well done.
yeah. So I just thought I'd give you a
Great.
little, give you a bit of research.
I love you. And what was the other one?
I'm fine,
I'm fine.
which is probably common
Both
because.
very common in relationships.
But I'm fine is I always think of hey, it's like the same as
Are
good.
you okay? I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay, mate. How are you? Yeah.
Just have
good.
an argument. I'm fine.
Yeah, that's another one. But I think like why it's so common is imagine how many times a day you meet somebody and they go, "Hey, how you going?" You go, "Yeah, I'm good." And you
Another lie would probably be good, thanks.
yeah, exactly. And I'd probably put them in the same category. Now, okay, men's number one lie, height. That's the number one thing guys lie about is their height. Women, weight.
Oh.
Oh, so men like to enhance their height and women
like to-
like to decrease how much they actually weigh. Have you ever lied about your weight? I don't think you would have.
I don't reckon. I mean, I've always been around the similar weight for the last
Yeah,
5 years.
I don't think-
So if I've lied, it's been an accident. It's like, I'm 95. If I'm 95 kilos, or if I say I'm 95, I might be 97, or I might be below 95.
Yeah, right.
Changes.
Well, the other thing is, where do you think
At the moment, I'm above, so I'm trying to work on that.
where do you think the most common lies are told? There's one place where it's online, but where do you think everybody lies? the
Dating
most?
apps?
Yeah, that's the number one place people lie.
Yeah.
And these are the things they lie about. So height, weight, age. People lie about age. This is apparently it's very common. They like, and I can see myself falling into this trap one day.
Yeah, I can.
Is that people actually like to say they're younger than they actually are. Have you ever known anybody to do that? You find out that they're actually. I've got a friend of mine that used to lie on dating apps. He'd put his age lower.
That's so cheeky to me.
It's cheeky.
Like, there's a difference between changing your height just a touch, but then lying
about how old
adding
you are.
years off your life
Yeah.
to lower.
Well, he would say, he'd get talking to somebody and say, "Oh, by the way, I made a mistake and I can't rectify
He
it."
covers it up,
Covers it up, but
but
still.
it's a way of getting, more matches with the younger women.
Now, here's one. Income. The average person inflates what they earn by 20%.
Yeah, okay.
So if somebody says I earn $100,000, it's very likely they actually only earn about $80,000. Goes in the same with sales, which I think we've done. We've told a couple of cheeky lies in the past.
Don't say that.
Not back in the day. Back in the day. Now this is one that I reckon. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I read a really good quote the other day, and I'm going to butcher it, but basically it was saying you should always say, if anyone asks you your wage or your salary, always say 20% less than what it is.
Yeah.
Like, just say it anyway, so
Yeah.
people don't think, even if you earn heaps or you don't earn much, say 20% less, so people don't think it's more than probably normal, or it just lowers their expectations.
Smart.
Because if you go out, they expect you to pay because they know how much you earn.
That's true.
know?
That's true. That happens around footy clubs when people find out how much people get paid for match payments.
Yeah,
And then,
who's hovering around the bar?
Yeah, exactly. Now, this one I made up because I reckon this is something that you and I think actually not just you, a lot of people do. I couldn't find this on the internet, but I think this is a really good one. I think people lie about how well they know somebody and put them in the category.
Best
We're
mate.
mates. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know this guy. We're mates. Oh, we text all the time, and
Yeah.
you don't. Have you been guilty of that?
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's also because the way I see it too is I want to be friends with that person and probably
Yeah.
get to know them more anyway, but I just haven't had time or had a chance to properly probably catch up with them.
Yeah.
So I just say we're mates.
Yeah.
But then I've probably put people in the category of, especially people that have been on the show.
Yeah, I do that
So,
too.
we're mates.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
we're mates. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Well, we are. We're mates.
We sort of are. This is another one people lie about. Is how active they are.
What?
How active they are.
Like exercise.
Exercise. So like saying, I work out. Doss's hands gone straight up.
I am actually back in the active mode again, which is
Yeah.
good. But I've definitely
People like to say, I work out 5 days a week when really it's
I've
3 days
definitely
a
lied.
week.
Yeah, I've definitely lied.
Or how far they. So, and in this category, it actually blows out. So how far they run, how much they push, how often they go, how long they're there for. This is a very inflated one. And the other main lie people share is hobbies. And typically people lie about how much they love travel. Like, I love traveling, but they're not a big
I
traveler.
love this one. I've
Yeah.
always thought this.
Yeah.
Because especially when you see people who travel as much as they do, but they travel a lot to the same places. So
Yeah.
they'll go to Bali all the time.
Yeah.
Or Thailand all the
Yeah.
time. But if you actually ask them deep down, like how much of that holiday did you actually love and enjoy? You probably were sick for a week of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how much of it did you actually really love? I will honestly say I don't enjoy traveling. That's
don't
me.
enjoy it?
No.
Yeah.
Like, well, how much less traveling have I done than you?
Oh, you think I've traveled more than I've only been overseas 4 times.
Really?
And I've been to and they're both twice to 2 of the same
I
countries.
actually
I'm
wrote
not
down
well
the other
traveled.
day. There's 2 places I really want to go to.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yep.
And I don't know why I wrote this down, but I'm interested. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it, but I want to go to Finland one day, which is weird. I saw something
if I
on
had to
it-
guess 50 countries,
No, I saw it on Instagram and I was like, that's also the other trap. You
the highlight reel on Instagram.
You see the highlight reel
Yeah.
and, you know, I thought, gee,
What? Yeah. No. Please expand our minds. What intrigued you about Finland?
it looked cozy. Like,
So what do you want? What are you
snow
planning on
and-
doing there? What do you know about Finnish people?
I saw a video and they said, if there's one place you got to go, it's Finland. I thought, I trust you. I'll put it on my list.
He wrote Finland. Dos, give
I'll
me.
write it down. Wait,
gi-
no, I want to make sure I got the country right.
I'd love to
Certain
know.
it was Finland.
I'd love to know. Can you give us a Finnish flag? I know.
Here
I
we
know
go.
what it is.
I wrote travel to Finland, Ireland, and Italy, and Japan.
No, nice.
Finland's
Do you know the? I know the.
white with like the blue
Well done.
cross.
Well done.
Yeah.
Is it showing on your
Yeah,
phone?
it is.
Oh, you don't.
No, because I've got it. I've got it on my list.
Remember when
I've got it on my list. It's next to
Ah.
the yeah.
So remember when we were playing Flags of the World at
Yeah,
a
Dice.
riveting game?
I
But,
dare to share them
what?
what I got wrong that night about New Zealand.
Oh yeah, Jai and I were.
No, not the flag.
We were playing a YouTube. We were playing a YouTube game where the flags appear and you had to yell out what flag. I don't know. I actually quite enjoy it. Funny enough. What New Zealand came up and you had no idea was I can't
No,
remember.
but what country is above us or?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Josh saw the New Zealand flag and he yelled Papua New
No,
Guinea.
I didn't say the New Zealand flag. It was where this country is. and
Oh,
it's
it's worse. Yeah, that's sorry. We played a second game where you had a world map, and then it would highlight in yellow a country, and you had to say what it was, and and it
Papua New
highlighted
Guinea.
New Zealand. Right now, being an Australian, especially from Melbourne, you should know where New Zealand is. Dos has been to this country. He thought that was Papua New Guinea.
I'd said it quickly. It was a quick game. You're under pressure, time constraints. PNG.
PNG. Well, just to
Very well.
quickly finish that off, along with hobbies, fitness is another one. How fit or they
How much
like-
people bench
and-
press? People say
That's right.
I bench press 100 kilos. I've been there.
And people also embellish skills. So I play the guitar, I sing, I paint, I do this, when really they probably don't. It's just a bit of...
So it's similar to the salary thing. Always say you're 20% better than what you are because
You mean 20% worse?
worse. I mean, because
And we've just got a glimpse into the mind of Dos
No,
Cousins,
I
who
meant-
does like to embellish
I
things by
meant 20% less.
So Dos's advice is go 20%
No.
higher.
because then if you are good at it, they'll be surprised.
Exactly. And that's the end of it, mate.
Well done. That was fun.
Was that okay?
Yeah, it was good. Now, one of your favourite segments, D,
Yes.
and the viewers and listeners at home or in the car is the Tour Edge Hot Topics. for
I love
and
it,
D
Dos.
Uncut. Now, Tour Edge, you don't get much better than the 725 series by Tour Edge. Don't they just look marvellous?
I was just having a little hit with them before, actually.
Yeah, I know. Tell you what, your technique was...
Well, they're just so.
good.
They're just so light. I mean, every time I pick up the 725 series, it blows me away even more. And that's not a sales pitch. That's just genuine. Like
I could genuinely see myself just carrying that around just purely on the golf course without even using it because it looks so nice.
But it's honestly
and looking the part.
beautiful colours, and it's so they're so light. So
Yeah.
if you are a person that plays golf, I mean, not many people walk anymore, but if you are a walker, this is for you.
On that, Instagram, if you're not following them
Yeah.
already, Tour Edge AU on Instagram. The guys over at Tour Edge are always promoting different competitions. and lots of great deals. So make sure you stay up to date. Tour Edge AU. A lot of you guys I know love your golf, so make sure you follow them over there. And we have to mention too the precision and distance that the clubs are providing many golfers right now. I mean, D's hitting them better than he ever has, haven't you?
Well, for me, I'm actually not bad with distance when hitting, but precision's a bit of an issue for me normally. But this is why the tech come in, and then of course, if you need anything fixed up, you just go see the boys, and they'll make these. They'll tailor them exactly for your game.
Isn't that marvellous? So the hot topics.
Let's do it.
First one off the cuff. I mean, if those who don't know what hot topics is, basically, I've just got a bunch of piping hot questions.
Trending
events and things that are happening. There's some events that have really caught my eye, and I thought, let's get Dee's opinion with a couple of questions on them. So first one, obviously,
Hit me, Dos.
the cyclone up in far north Queensland. I actually moved its way down
Not
the
far
coast.
north
No,
Queensland.
it wasn't. It was actually
south Queensland.
towards New South Wales, actually.
Yeah.
Far north Queensland is where they normally are.
Yeah.
but it was further south. All right, first one.
Yep.
First one.
Hit me.
So we've spoken obviously about crime. A lot of crime going on at the moment. And
Yes.
poor Sammy, obviously the car situation, it's not nice to hear.
Horrible.
It was horrible to hear that, Sammy. Hopefully insurance covered everything that was needed to be fixed. But when have you been scared for your life? What's a moment that you've been scared for your life? And it could be
Like
on a
it.
ride. It could be in, some type of emergency situation.
Honestly, there's things coming to my mind very quickly. There's
Okay.
a couple times, and I'm not even exaggerating. And this, I haven't heard this question, so this is totally unplanned. One time I genuinely was scared for my life was with you. You were in the driver's seat, probably 18, 19 years old.
Serious?
I'm serious. Dos decided one day we'd go to the Whitten Oval to watch the Dogs play a pre-season game out
do
in
remember
Footscray.
this.
Now, back in the day, we lived on the peninsula, long way from the Whitten Oval. So we drove through the city. We're coming through South Melbourne. There's a nasty intersection where, in fairness, it's quite confusing. And Dos had to turn right, and he went straight through this intersection when it was a clear red, don't go. Cars flying through the other way, and I reckon we dodged a couple cars.
There was toots. And
There was toots, and that was genuinely scary. I've been in a serious car.
I wish I didn't ask that question.
I've been.
Now I sound
I have been in one.
right knob.
I've been in one serious car accident too. That was scary. When somebody
You
ran,
didn't know that was coming.
No, well, somebody ran a red light and at speed collision, and it's instant. Didn't see the car coming, just the loud noise, boom. I lost my hearing for like a split second. That was scary. And the other time, traveling around America, as you know, I traveled quite impromptu, and I went into Austin, Texas, stayed in a really dodgy part of, because I went in that day, Saturday night, nowhere to stay, stayed in a really dodgy Airbnb, and we had to walk about 2 kilometers through this part of Austin, which isn't nice. And I'm not exaggerating, it was 2 a.m, and people were sitting on their porch, and they all just watch you walk past, and they've all got a gun. And and we were with a guy that was a local Texan, and he just said, guys, stop. He basically told me and this other guy, just stop fucking, we were drunk, stop fucking around, keep your mouth shut just for a few minutes, because he was nervous. I thought, well, if he's nervous and
he's from America.
he's like, just, this isn't one place you don't muck around. So that was genuinely scary too.
I would definitely shit myself in that situation. Moomba has obviously happened here in
Yeah,
Melbourne.
great
It's
event.
it's a very famous event. This tends to be, it's a carnival kind of
Celebrating
fixture.
all things Melbourne.
Exactly. So there's rides and
Yep.
some food truck vendors and lots of
Bit of wakeboarding.
Yeah, is there?
I think that's
I haven't been down there on the water.
That's that's a big part of
Yeah,
it. I
okay.
think,
And then obviously you've got the king and queen of Moomba,
yeah.
who this year I think is the Sushi Mango guys actually, which they're good. They're good fun. What's the scariest ride or roller coaster you've ever been on? If you've been on one that you've terrified,
Roomba.
really?
But yeah, because I don't go on rides, and my ex-girlfriend at the time, we were very new in knowing each other, and she wanted to go to Moomba, so we went, and she wanted to go on a ride, and I said, look, I don't do rides, I don't find it fun, and I had to grab my testicles to go on this ride, and I just remember it's the one, I think it's called the Rock and Roll.
Surely you went on I think I know the ride you're talking
It's a
about.
rock. It goes up and it goes down,
Yeah,
and I
I've
didn't
been on
like
that.
it. And I'm surrounded by kids, and a bit like young Samuel today. I just couldn't stop dropping the F-bomb. I was that petrified.
Stomach dropping.
I mean, I went. I went.
Did you have a school fate growing up? Like
Yeah, but I didn't go on the rides. I
Really?
don't like rides.
you never went on the cha-cha?
No, I used to like where you pick the ducks out of the pond and win prizes.
Mate,
you
I
know?
used to. The lucky.
or the clowns putting the balls in the clown's mouth.
The cha-cha was my favourite.
No chance. I
I used to pay more and more, and then also, which I don't. This sounds very illegal now saying it out loud, but the Baxter Country Fair. So I went to Baxter Primary.
Yeah. They were great, those fairs.
The fair was the best day in the calendar.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep the night before. It was like Santa was coming.
Yeah.
They obviously had the cha-cha, which I loved, looking forward to that. But then I don't know how they got away with this, but they had might have been a dad or an uncle of a kid at the school who had a Harley Davidson with like one of those little side cars.
And you could
You paid to have a turn in the sidecar.
Did your school put those things on too?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I went in that sidecar 3 times once. Like,
you just loved it.
Think about the insurance now you'd have to get for that.
You wouldn't get away. But I remember I went into a simulator,
Oh yeah.
and you rock around.
I
and
went to one of them at Luna Park.
Yeah, well, it was actually a Mornington fair, and I shit myself. But I mean, I told you, I won't bore everyone now, but I went to Disney World, and I literally wouldn't go on any rides. I was too scared.
That's crazy.
I don't like rides.
On simulators, actually, the one at Luna Park, I don't know why, but you sit and it was a space shuttle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There's a screen.
Yeah, that's it.
Guess who's the one on the screen conducting the space shuttle? Michael Jackson. How terrifying.
That is so scary.
Mate, like
That is so scary.
Mate, looking back, I don't know why I went on it. Like,
Yeah.
thank God I wasn't the only one in there. But Michael, pale white,
Jacko.
squeaky voice, Wacko Jacko. Ice bars and saunas, they're obviously on trend.
Yeah.
I bought myself a sauna, an infrared sauna. It's all about health and longevity these days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the documentary with Brian Johnson.
AC/DC?
No. No, not Brian Johnson. Not that Brian Johnson. He's basically trying to live forever.
You know my thoughts on those guys. but
And,
continue.
I'm pretty sure he actually extracts blood. He's extracted blood
Yeah.
from his son and put it into himself.
Yeah.
And he's trying to live forever. What's one health trend that you have got yourself sucked into over the years? And think, like, I've got one that came to my mind that I did. It was, remember the power bands?
Oh, yeah.
I bought a lot of power
They all
bands.
turned out to be bullshit,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah, yeah.
Even skins, like
Yeah.
wearing skins. I used to buy skins all the
I
time
used to
thinking
just-
they were like,
Yeah, they help your performance. I mean, I've done some of those things too, the running stuff. Yeah, the only thing I could think of is in COVID, I paid an extraordinary amount of money for one of those. I was on Facebook in the morning. I was actually sitting in a bathtub having a nice morning bath. And I was flicking through Facebook and this bloke popped up, this fitness coach. And I got sucked into this, 10-minute survey will tell you your body shape and how you can, get the exact
bang,
body
you're
you
on the
want.
email list.
Oh, mate, it wasn't even on the email list. You had to watch a video after a video after a video. And by the time you finish a video, you spent an hour of your day watching this guy. You just pay for the damn thing. So I paid for an online fitness thing, and it was all to do with no weights in your lounge room, but it was extraordinary amount of money.
Did it work though?
Yeah, it did. But as soon as COVID was done, like you get pretty
Straight
sick
to
of
the gym.
You get pretty sick of isometric movement.
This week I'm getting called, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm over text, in person. I've been called Wayne, like I swear more than normal.
And by people that should know better too, I've noticed.
One bloke, it actually frustrated me, and
You probably had in the last 2 weeks. You've screenshotted to me and said so many Waynes. It's actually hilarious.
I know.
By people who should know better.
I know, and yeah, autocorrect. I get that, but
Do you just quickly? Are you annoyed your parents put a Y in the middle of the name?
no, I actually like it.
Yeah, okay.
I like it. I think Wade with no Y just seems weird
Yeah,
and just a bit
bland.
a bit bland, a bit boring. When have people gotten your name wrong, or when was there a situation or a circumstance, or when or a story where someone has called you a different name? Because Danny's pretty easy.
Yeah, no, the classic one. We told this a long time ago, but this was the classic Damo story. So I was working at a different job.
That's right.
In a factory, not a factory, a warehouse, and there was this sales rep that used to come in. You'd see him once a week. He was a lovely bloke, probably about 60, 65, have a chat, blah, blah, blah. First I introduced him, I said, Danny. He just must have forgotten. And the next time he came in, he said, Damo. So, oh, good to see you, Damo. I said, g'day, his name, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. And I walked away going, I think he just called me Damo, but I didn't correct it. Anyway, he just kept saying it, and it got to a point where after the third time and I hadn't corrected him, I couldn't correct him anymore.
How long? Oh no.
So I'm like, now it's too awkward to say it. So his son worked at the company. And
So how long was he calling you Damo for?
at this point, we're 9 months in.
Oh.
Calling me once a week, calling me Damo. And his son, I was friends with, who worked in the warehouse too. And apparently they were at dinner one night. And this guy was telling a story about me. As in not the friend, as in this guy, the sales rep was
dad.
saying, Damo said this today. And then this other guy, my friend who worked there.
Your son.
He goes, who Damo? Who's Damo? He goes, Damo. He works in the warehouse. He goes, Damo. He goes, his name's Danny. And he goes, what? He goes, I've been calling fucking Damo. And then it becomes, then it's an overcorrection.
know.
So then the next time you see him, I get called Danny about 10 times in about a minute. You know, oh, Danny, how's your weekend? Yeah, good to hear,
Thinking
Danny.
you've forgotten all the times that he's called you Damo.
But it was my fault. I could have just corrected him from the start. But it just got too far gone.
It's actually, I don't want to go on with another story, but my dad and the guy he played in, they played in a duo. So my dad played the bass and his best mate, Schultze, who I'm still very, very close with. And they played at the Settlement Hotel, which is in Cranbourne, and they always have the same bouncer.
Yeah.
And I think one time that maybe there was a new bouncer that started, and Dad and Schultze are bumping in all the band equipment for your Friday night for everyone comes to the pub for a beer, and Dad's calling him Fitzy because that's a nickname we give him, Fitzy. And sorry, Dad's calling him Schultze, right? Because that's his name, Schultze. The bouncer thought he said Fitzy, so for literally every night for the next months, he's calling him Fitzy. And then one day they finish at the gig and they're packing all the stuff in, and the bouncer heard him say Schultze, and the exact same thing. He tried to overcompensate by saying Schultze like 10 times. So now I just call him Fitzy. Yeah. Like that's his name to me now. But
that's so funny.
God, it's so funny, that overcompensation. Obviously we went to a barbecue recently.
Yes.
And a house party. That was good fun. What's one thing that you just... It's a big no-no when it comes to house parties for you. Like, what's one rule?
For me?
Yeah, like what's something you can't stand at a house party in terms of people or food or, expectations?
You know what it is for me, and I've just... And I realise it's my...
I know what you're going to say.
It's my problem. I got to get better at it. I'm shocking at it. I feel so bad, but I just can't do small talk.
Yeah.
You actually you pulled me up and said, mate, you're actually no good at it. And I said, I know.
That was funny.
I met somebody on the weekend in a bar, and I was talking, and I literally I said, look, I'm sorry, I just don't like small talk. I just straight up said it. I said, let's go a bit deeper, and we did, and it was a great conversation.
Yeah, I won't dive into the conversation we were having, but I just looked at you. I said, D, are you seriously asking him that question?
But you know why? The only thing I'll stick up for myself is we were in a group. There was 3 of us.
And you go, oh, so where are you living now, mate? And he goes, oh, I don't know, Ringwood. And, oh, yeah, what's that like? Like, what's Ringwood like? But what kind of question is that?
In fairness, in fairness to me, you and the other gentleman with us, Will James,
weren't holding up our...
Nobody was saying a word, so I was just...
I started, and I actually shook his hand and welcomed him.
And called him the wrong name. And then I had to go... I was dealing with radio silence, so I was... Anyway, I realised I don't like it, and I'm so awkward, and I know I'm awkward, and I'm sorry.
Now, we were all blindsided a few weeks ago by, our childhood hero, John Cena.
Destroyed our hearts.
Mr. Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
He's turned heel. He's turned bad guy.
He's turned Break-A-Wish.
Yeah, Break-A-Wish, exactly. Completely blindsided me. Terribly. I was shattered.
You actually were shattered?
Yeah, I was actually pretty... Well, I love the baby face. We all know that.
I was happy. I thought it was great.
When I'll be shattered one day? When Rey Mysterio goes heel.
Yeah.
Which that'll never happen. What is one moment you've been completely blindsided that just shocked you? Like, it could be a TV show. It could be...
There's a great movie I watched once called I can't remember what it's called. I wish I knew because I genuinely shocked. It was the biggest. What was it called? It
wasn't like Mike when Ox turns face. He's gone from being the biggest heel in the movie.
It's a '90s movie about a detective.
Inspector Gadget.
Huh?
Inspector Gadget?
No, this is a grown-up movie.
Okay.
This is a what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but that doesn't help.
A grown-up movie.
Yeah, but that shocked me. I'm trying to think in life when I've been blindsided by somebody.
When did a teacher raise their voice when you thought that it would never happen? It's such a good teacher that one day they went mad at you and you went, geez, that's unlike them.
I mean, I'm more thinking footy coach bros. I've copped a few of them where I have been blindsided because this was one. So a few years ago at a different footy club, we had to do a long road trip in the pre-season. On the way back, we took the coach's wife with us, right? There was 3 boys in the car, and we're just talking normally. We're just having 2 hours of conversation, yap. Training comes around Tuesday, and the coach calls us 3 boys in.
Oh, no.
And I thought he was going to thank us. He got my wife home safe. Thanks for keeping her company.
Oh, it wasn't a bus. It was like you're all in the car.
Yeah, we're all in the car. Yeah. Like I'm driving, 2 boys in the car, 3 boys in the car, and then the wife. And we're making. We thought we nailed it. We got off like, lads, well done. That was great.
What were you talking about?
Well, just life and footy and her and
Don't tell me.
family. No. So the coach calls us in, and I'm thinking, oh, we're going to get a pat on the back here. Like, congratulations, you guys are the captains of the, well done. And I let slip in the drive that one of the boys at the footy club was trying to sell me a tablet that makes you fake tan, basically. Melatonin, yeah.
I remember this.
So I let slip in the car. I said, oh, yeah, so-and-so. In a jokey way, because they were saying, oh, do you fake tan? I said, yeah. But I said, oh, so-and-so selling it. Well, he called us in and he gave us the biggest bollocking ever. He said, you tell me exactly what the player said, blah, blah, blah. We don't tolerate drugs at this club, blah, blah, blah.
Because the wife.
And she went and told him we got in serious trouble.
So the coach wasn't in the car. It was just the wife.
No, he wasn't in the car. So she went and relayed the story.
That's crap.
So we walked up to, we finished training and we thought, oh, this is great. We're going to get a pat on the back. No, we got yelled at. So that was a blindside.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hot topics.
So we were chatting yesterday and I asked you a question and I'll say it again. Are you across what's been happening in Melbourne with these Uber Eats deliveries?
Well, you'd think I would because
of the
McFlurries.
You use it for good.
Yeah.
Boys, I'd actually be interested to know if you guys actually know about this. But it's been a weird mystery over the last few weeks in Melbourne that essentially people been at their doorstep, they've had Uber Eats show up and they haven't ordered anything. And in the same bag every time, it's been the exact same thing. It's a toasted sandwich with nothing inside.
So it's toasted bread.
Toasted bread in a sandwich formation and a Coles water bottle. And that's it. And then somebody said...
Like a bottle of water.
Like a bottle of water in a Uber bag and people going, that's weird. And then the more it came out, there's thousands of them.
Wow.
So somebody's paying to send to people's doorsteps a water bottle and a toasted sandwich through Uber Eats. Legitimately, Uber don't know, so they just pick it up, they take it there. It's anonymous, no one knows who's doing it now. Couple theories that are floating about is it's actually by criminals, and what they do is they send an Uber package to somebody's house and they'll get a notification if it's delivered or not. Or they'll find out if it's been picked up or just left. If it's left or not picked up, they're basically trying to gauge if someone's home or if they're on holiday. So if they send it day after day after day and no one's picking it up, basically empty house.
How do they know though if it's getting picked up? Because the driver isn't actually. That's not part of the driver's job, is to actually notify whether it's getting picked up or not.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how it's.
Is it?
Oh, there you go. Bryce said it actually is. So.
Yeah, but the person whose house it is doesn't have a code because they haven't ordered anything.
Yeah, but so say I send it to your house. It's coming from my Uber account. I'm paying for it. They don't know that I don't live there. I'm just put your address in. Like they might be. So I'll get the notification. You're not supposed to get it. I'm getting the notification. So if I send it to you, to your house, and I get a notification he's not home, then the coast is clear. I can go rob it. Basically, that's the theory of why this has been happening. Because people are like, why is this bread and water rocking up to people's houses? And actually, this is how this whole topic started. Is the crime rate in this city is just. It's actually
Sammy was a victim recently.
Sammy, grab the mic quickly and just tell us what happened to you over, just a couple of days ago. This is unbelievable, and Melbourne's getting so bad.
Well, it's actually going to make me look like a fucking idiot, to be honest, also. But I was at my local shopping centre on Sunday night because a few things had to get collected that night from Kmart. And I just played basketball that day, and I had my wallet in my car because I don't bring my wallet into basketball. And it was in the glove box, not visible. And I had gone in, and it was a 10-minute trip. As we got out of the car and parked in the shopping centre, in the car park where there was cars surrounding our car.
In the city, mind you.
About 9:45, 9:40. There was a dodgy car behind us in a new Mitsubishi Outlander. I've gone in for 10 minutes, got our stuff, and came back. By the time I've come back, my passenger front window has been smashed in. My car has been ripped apart, every single drawer open, every single compartment open. My wallet was stolen. Even one of my mum's George Michael CDs was stolen.
Don't say my mum's because it was in your car.
Yeah.
Hey, me and mum share the car, right? That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
okay. Great song.
Yeah. And obviously I had my card and license in it, and then that got stolen. That's a big fuck around, and that got replaced. But yeah, it's been an absolute shit show. And if the fuckers are listening, you can go fuck yourself. Honestly, you fuckers have ruined my fucking week.
All right,
You're
that's
ruining
3
everything.
F-bombs in about one sentence. Sammy,
And I
so
thought,
please.
good, we haven't dropped an F-bomb this
Yeah.
episode, I'm thinking.
There you go.
So there you
Thanks,
go.
Sammy.
So as you can tell, and this is actually, we laughed a few weeks ago about our cars getting damaged out here. The crime rate in the city, I've never seen so many break-ins in affluent areas.
I know.
Like, it's just out of control. But in true dos&d
There's
fashion,
no better time to live in a low socioeconomic town.
literally. I wanted this segment to be having a go at these people and kicking our government into gear, but apparently we're not doing that. So what we're doing is we like to take a look at the lighter side of things, and I've basically found some of the weirdest things that have rocked up at people's houses, either things they've ordered or things that they've mailed.
Okay.
And I'd like to hear
My thoughts.
your thoughts on this. So this package got delivered to the front desk of my apartment, and the very concerned front desk attendant said, "Sir, I don't mean to alarm you, but I believe someone has sent you a box of insects." A box of insects. Now, luckily, he ordered live crickets for his bearded dragon, but it has to come in the mail.
So they actually were his.
They were his, but it was just funny. Just imagine if you're sitting in the front desk
Yeah,
of an
you're
apartment building and you're getting a box of insects.
Having to
It's-
call the apartment 114, you go, mate, there's a box down here for you, but there's something moving inside. That's actually disgusting.
It's disgusting. And this is just boys being boys. So this reminds me of a boys' night. So a number of years ago, I was in my house having a few beers with a friend. We got some pizza delivered.
Sounds like my kind of night.
Now, this pizza was
A special pizza.
just delightful, beautiful, because they thought it was so good that they didn't want their friend to miss out. I think these lads have tipped a few back at this point, so they thought it'd be a good idea to actually get a slice of it and mail it to their mate. So the pizza rocked
What,
up
that night?
Yes, they stuck that bad boy, as they announced it, in a brown envelope, put a stamp on it, got it, and fired it into a post box. The friend mentioned that he got a slice of pizza in the post a few days later.
Did he eat it?
Well, the boys, they were so embarrassed they didn't put a name to it,
'Cause
so
they were
they
hammered.
acted surprised and amused. So
Come on, lads.
I wouldn't eat that pizza, would you?
I would.
You would.
Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't.
Now this is horrible. This is a horrible letter to get in the mail. I got a handwritten letter from my real family telling me they gave me up for adoption when I was an infant. They went on about making the wrong decision, and they desperately wanted me back. In brackets, I'm 28 years old.
28 years on, and geez, I'm missing him.
I'm missing him. I wouldn't mind him back.
That's horrible, actually. You're giving him up. He's gone on, created his own new life, created a life for himself. Now, all of a sudden, you want to rip that apart to come back to your family.
Yeah, I know.
Come on. Turn it up.
This is just something wrong. I ordered American History X on DVD.
Wait, sorry, say that again? American
It's just so silly.
X.
I ordered American History X. I don't know what that is on
That's
DVD.
probably a porn. It's probably
No,
a
I
porno.
don't think so. X could be in Roman numerals. It could be
Okay.
American History 5. Is that 5?
10.
10,
Yeah, I thought,
10, 10.
I thought that was 10. Yeah.
American History 10 on DVD, and I got instead Shaggy's Greatest Hits on CD. ... I wasn't even mad.
It wasn't me.
That's just well done.
Yeah.
Well done. I once came home from middle school to see a giant box from my grandpa waiting for me. Eagerly, I opened it up, only to find it was just filled with packing peanuts and a handful of change sprinkled in. I called him and asked, what gives, old man? He replied, I don't know, but it made your day, didn't it? That's what I love. I don't know why. I just found this funny. God, I miss that guy. Rest in peace, Grandpa. Granddad Graham.
That is funny. God, I miss that guy.
God, I miss that guy. Someone... So
Made
this,
your day, though, didn't it? Not really. Not a box of peanuts.
I missed that, man. Someone, a
Graham.
pickle, somebody sent a pickle, not in an envelope or anything, just a pickle. They put a stamp on it and the address written on the side, and it got there.
Really?
Yes. So
The poor postman.
the poor
Having to
postman.
hold that, just like this.
Now, can you believe in 1913? Now talk about the time. This is over 100 years ago, obviously. Now this is breaking the system. When the US Postal Service began delivering packages in 1913, it didn't take long for people to realize it was cheaper to mail their children than it was to buy train tickets. So one couple, Mr. and Mrs. of Ohio, paid 15 cents in stamps to send their son to their grandmother's house. It sounds a little foolish not to worry. The couple also insured their son for $50. It didn't take long for the Postal Service to outlaw the practice of shipping children.
Wow. That's blown my mind.
Yeah.
When was that?
1913.
Far out.
Do the maths, Dos. How many years ago? 3, 2, 112.
112.
I don't know why.
Wait, no, don't just skip over that last one. That's insane.
No, well, if you want to
Can we
dissect
talk
it,
about
can-
that?
Yeah, okay, we'll go on.
So if you're thinking about going back that far, 1913,
112 years.
1913,
year.
I'm assuming there's no mailboxes, like you don't put you're not.
That would be.
You reckon? Or do you reckon there would just be a post office that you would take the kid to?
I
And does the
reckon
kid sit out the back and wait for the delivery driver to come? Or is the kid put into a sack with the other parcels? Like, how would that work?
I reckon he's.
No, genuinely question.
I'm imagining a crate, but I'm guessing not. Or they just put it, yeah. So
And I wonder
Bryce
how
said-
common it was. Like, if there was,
I don't think it was very common.
at the local town, you know,
It was a way to beat the system. That's
Okay,
what it was. So it was
gotcha.
saving. It was more expensive to
Saving
send them
money.
put them on a train. It was actually cheaper to just mail them.
That's
you-
fascinating.
You just pay for stabs, shove the kid in, and away they
Chuck
go.
it on his hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the last one, I think it's illegal, but someone, I don't think you're allowed to do this, but a box full of sand from the Sahara Desert.
That's cool.
But I don't think you're allowed to do that, are you?
What's one thing that you would, if I went overseas, right? I went somewhere. You want say I went to every country in the world.
Yeah.
Just say
Finland. Yep.
Yeah, Finland. You wanted one piece of something, like whether it was the land or a bit of
Yeah,
a
like
building
some
ripped
soil or
off,
something.
or some soil from somewhere. What would you want?
Maybe
The turf from
Local flora and fauna.
local flora and fauna. Very true. A cup
Relief.
full of water from the deep sea. I don't know.
If you went to Finland, what would I want you to bring back for me? I don't know.
Was I
Wayne.
supposed to say the Dead Sea then, not the deep sea? Dead Sea. Yeah, I just realised that.
I thought you meant deep sea.
No, I meant Dead Sea.
And where would you find? And where do you find the Dead Sea, Dos? If you're looking at the globe.
This actually could be a great segment, a weekly segment, like Geography with Dos.
Hello to our corporate sponsors have just officially jumped off the Dos&D show. Geography with Dos. Mate, to answer your question, I don't know. Is there anything you'd like if I went overseas?
I was asking you the question.
I'm,
if you're getting a box full of sand from the Sahara,
I mean, it'd be cool.
yeah,
Apparently, they put it in their aquarium, actually. At the
in the
bottom.
fish tank.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bottom. That's a cool thing.
No, don't worry about it. End the
Yeah.
segment there. Yeah. Well, that was a lot of fun. I love that.
I
That's
love
good.
an uncut.
Dos&d Uncut.
And actually, we
Once a
should
month.
say so many people just loving the uncuts.
I know.
Which is
Well,
great.
let us know. One thing I actually was thinking about this in the shower this morning, my shower thought, we need everyone who listens, if you haven't, go and leave a rating.
We just
Good or
can't-
bad, if you enjoy the show, if you don't, if you listen every week, every 2 weeks or once a month, go and to the stars, whether it's in Spotify or podcast, and give us a rating. It would actually mean a lot to us to keep increasing those ratings.
Exactly. That'd be great. Of course, to everybody, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to all our sponsors. We love you all. Make sure just make sure you keep an eye on YouTube. Go over there, hit subscribe. Keep an eye on things there. We've got a big few weeks coming up on
We
the
do.
Dos&D show.
We
Next
do,
week's
which is
going to be
great.
huge.
I know.
So look forward to that, and we will see you all next time.